So I've shot the intro to this like 4 fucking times. Because for some fucking reason, I can't get my shit together. I don't know if it's too much of this, or what. Maybe it's the crackhead neighbors freaking out and shooting each other in the alley. Now, positive. Good things only. So, here's where we're at. This is our newest project. And I have already screwed up. Not by buying it, not because it's British, not because it's got Lucas Electronics in it. All those are viable reasons for it to be a screw up. No, because I started working on it almost a month ago and forgot I was doing the YouTube thing. As you guys saw, we went from like every week, tried to do every 2 weeks, and then it fell off again really hard. Well, that's just how things went. I was working 40 hours of overtime and plus 40 hours of overtime plus every week since the last video that we shot, which is the video on the F-250. We're rowdy today. And I don't know when that one's going to come out. I think it's going to come out after this one. So this is going to be a little bit thrown out of order, but I can't do anything about that right now. I could do something about that right now. I'm just not going to. Why lie? Anyway, this is my 1980 Triumph TR7. And having learned nothing after getting the NGB, I went ahead and bought another one of my dream cars. And again, not learning anything from my environment, the first time I ever saw one of these, it was actually a pair of them behind an auto mechanic shop where they had been sitting since sometime in the 90s. What the fuck is wrong with me? So myself, my brother, and the cameraman went out. That sounds like the opening for a joke. I promise it's not. But myself, my brother, and the cameraman went out to buy this. Bought it, carted it home, had every intent on filming the whole mess of getting it running. But then I got lost in the moment of working on things and had fun. And I got it running. And what I did was the coil was not hooked up. That's it. That's all. There you go. Roll credits.
He's got the turkey trot, go for a walk, Montezuma's revenge.
That's all. That's all that was wrong with it, was the coil wasn't hooked up. That's it. This guy toiled away on this thing for multiple years and couldn't figure it out. Coil just had some dielectric grease punched down inside of it. By the way, the coil from this is from a Citroen, and you can't buy them anymore. Well, today, and today is as in this particular episode, because it'll definitely not just be today, we gotta establish a fuel system. Fuel tank is still there, fuel lines are still run, but the fuel lines are actually run backwards. And now I have a boat tank from my grandpa's boat and a hand pump in there to push fuel to it. But it'll run off of the old mechanical pump just fine. And nothing else has really changed. It's all factory. It has the option for air conditioning, which is interesting. Am I going to work on that? Hell no. It's November. Why would I do that now? It's got SU carburetors, so it's basically as came from factory. But the fellow that bought it, that had it, couldn't get it running, or had it running and it didn't run right. And then it came to me, and I actually tried to sell it back to him because I figured that he would want it back once he figured out that I got it to run.
Not me lost interest.
And his wife said no.
His wife said no?
His wife said no. Yeah, well, that's who has the Facebook page, so that's who said no. So I don't. Maybe he didn't say no. Maybe he was like, if that guy gets that thing running, I'd really like to buy it back. And she's like, oh no, fuck you don't.
Oh no.
I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Don't unsubscribe, please. We need the numbers. So we got to establish a fuel system. Tank is still there. Tank has fuel in it.
Yep.
Tank has good fuel in it.
Yes.
But no, don't. I don't. Knock it off with them negative waves. So the fuel tank is plumb backwards. So instead of the evap going to the tank, the evap goes to the back of the car to the pump. So when we were pushing fuel through, we were pushing it through the evap system. which made a huge fucking mess, but the car ran. We sorted that out. Once I sorted that out, it became a work backwards and try to fix it. Well, now we're to the point where we get under the car, we try to figure out what's going on with the fuel and the way that it's set up, and then once we have that fixed, this thing's good to go. Which means that I'll find another problem or something will go horrifically wrong, and I'll just be fucked. Also, we're gonna try to fix the whole cussing within a certain amount of seconds. So that it's not gonna work. I know it's not gonna work. Anybody that knows me knows it's not gonna work. Also, it's worth mentioning, like all really cool cars in the 80s, just flip up lights. I fucking love that.
One eternity later.
We're gonna put the car up on oil ramps today to try to determine where the fuel line goes. Which obviously you're saying, well, it goes to the tank. Well, yeah, I have reason to believe it might be disconnected, or we might have a clogged fuel sock, or the line's collapsed. It's got to be one of them, because we're not getting fuel from the tank, and we already know that there's about 5 gallons of fuel in it. That is good fuel, because we put it in there. Work calls, and I got to go to West Virginia tonight, so we're going to try to knock out as much of this as we can. But in order to do that, we had to make it run correctly. And in order to make it run correctly, it has a big vacuum leak when it's running, typically. Allow me to demonstrate if it'll start running. Big vacuum leak, right? This is a condenser. And I dropped it. You know, it never fell out before, and now it's falling out all the time. Now, if we start... It runs fine. But now it runs fine because that vacuum port is plugged. I guess if it works, it works.
That's fun.
Nice.
Ugh. Shit. There's like an oil ramp in the way.
Alright.
Fuck now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the other clamps, I figured out where they're at.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, they're on the line for the boat tank.
I see. I see.
I think maybe I'll cut this into segments and do a voiceover on it because my battery's low.
Alright. Oh. Okay. Shut up.
Alright, do you want me to come down that way and I can hold the funnel maybe?
Yeah, if you can fit over here.
I'm gonna try. Give me a second. Alright, so
Let me try putting this on.
that's where we're at right now. It looks like the old fuel line collapsed and that's why it wasn't working. He's currently trying to sneak the butterfly line over top of this other one so that it'll hold fast. And a second ago, we were talking because he was going to wait until he got the other side undone, and then suddenly it dawned on him. I might be having him do this way for a reason.
Yes.
It's like I've done this before. I might be a fucking genius. No, I'm just a retard who's been doused in gasoline a bunch of times.
Oh,
Somehow never ended up on fire yet.
I have.
Well, that's not true. I've been on fire a couple times.
Oh yeah, you told me you had experience with this.
Yeah. 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 No, I know how scary it is. I've just never had it happen while I was working on a fuel line.
Yeah.
Under a car. It's always been just... Oh, look, gasoline. What is this river at right now? So,
Just gotta get this on.
a second.
Sipping.
Alright. So, we couldn't get as much video as we wanted to because I didn't charge my phone, and that's how we do all the recordings now. So, yeah.
No, we'll get it sorted out in the future.
Well, yeah, it's something that'll get sorted out eventually. Anyway, we got the lines connected. Hopefully we got them connected right. So, we're gonna see if this thing will start and run on its own merit. If you want to go around to the other side,
Yeah.
and keep an eye, you'll have to put a light on it.
Yep.
But try to put a light on the fuel pump. You know where that is?
Yep. Get some light. All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Stand by. Contact. I don't know why it's running so rough.
I don't know. It did start up though.
It did. Sounds like a ZZ Top song. I'm about it.
Maybe we should put the intake head on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm also wondering if it's not running weird because we're at an angle.
Yeah, that could be the case. Wanna lower her down then?
Yeah, we'll take it off the jack and try it again.
All right, cool.
So after dealing with that, Saru and I went and grabbed lunch with one of my buddies from high school, Ben.
Ben's here.
And then fast forward to several days later where Saru was feeding the animals through the ceiling. And we began draining the fuel out of the fuel tank of the TR7. And there's no context to this because I accidentally deleted the wrong clip. Well, after all that, we ended up having to drain the tank. We managed to pull like 2 gallons out of it.
We need 3 more gallons.
Apparently, we've got 3 more to go. Because I was not expecting it to leak this much. But here we are. We're gonna keep going. Living the dream, huh, Saru?
Take this card.
Oh boy, all my dream cars end up just being terrible. That probably says something about me as a person. Oh well. Well, when we're done, I'll try to update you.
It stopped dripping.
Oh, great. That's a good thing, right?
I don't know.
Oh no. It's not dripping anymore.
It stopped dripping so intensely, and I still can't see.
Oh god. Excuse me.
Where's my flashlight? Not flashlight.
I'm failing my job as a flashlight.
Oh, I'm getting fluids all over my fucking mouth. Oh, I got it out. I didn't even get the flashlight. Yeah, Pin
Oh god.
Yeah, baby.
Woo, getting old ain't worth it. Yeah. This has been a all-day struggle. So we're emptying the fuel from this guy into this big boat tank, and then it's going to eventually go in the car. A lot of it's varnished, but we're going to try to run with it anyway, see what we can get.
How does fuel varnish?
So fuel, the components of it separate, and it becomes less flammable over time, with the exception of new fuel. New fuel turns to gel. However, just because it's called varnish, and I cannot stress this enough, don't stain your fucking deck with old gasoline. It's not that kind of varnish. Don't do it. I know people that have done it, and they thought they were being smart because varnish was expensive. Don't fucking do that. That's a bad idea. That's bad. You go put that back in the fire pit. But this stuff is going back in this because we have to make this run. And I don't want to spend more on gasoline. I'm cheap.
Yeah, we spent quite a bit on gasoline here.
We spent a lot of gasoline on the ground.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah, now the floor's varnished.
There's basically like a fucking gallon on the ground.
Yeah, but at least the floors are varnished, right?
Yeah, sure.
Get in.
Fucking get in your hole!
Oh, I see now. It's because I didn't have any fucking light. Not your problem. It's my problem.
It's my problem I didn't have any light!
There we go. Oh!
There's fuel dripping down my arm!
Actually, how do I get... Oh, okay. And then I just... Whoops. Rotate it left. And then it locks in place. Yeah.
Might have to tap it in place.
Yeah. Look at that.
It dripped on my forehead!
Yeah, it looks right. Let's see if I tap it this way. Get it on. Yeah, cool.
How's it looking?
It looks like how it was before. Now I just need to plug it back in.
All right, let's see what happens. Got the ether. See if it'll drag its own fuel now. Give it a shot. It spit it out. I forgot the ether. Come here, you son of a bitch. Let's try it. And spit it back out again. All right. Try it. Celebrated too early. Damn it. So we managed to get some fuel in. It looks like it's leaking a little bit, but that's to be expected. All right, crank it. Try it now. It's got some idling problems, but it is running on its own fuel supply. Finally. Now we just gotta do idle diagnosis and stuff, but man, it's actually getting fuel now. It's good shit. All right. As you can hear, it's got a monstrous vacuum leak. We're going to continue on this later. Alright. Bringing some fuel into the car. It's hard to see it. There's some bubbles. Siphoning it back in to the tank. Not the best idea because it is old fuel, but it's what I have at the moment. My brother is here. He's going to help with this. We'll see if we get this thing full of fuel and if it'll move around the house. And if it can, then hopefully the guy that's going to buy it shows up.
Where the fuck that thing back there's going?
I don't think you have a Volvo in your store, bro.
He's probably not been one in a while. So the carburetors need adjusted. As you might have heard, it's running a little bit rich. You need a specialized tool for it. I don't have it. It's supposed to be a 3mm Allen wrench, but I don't have an Allen wrench that'll reach.
Just give that fucker flat.
Utilizing Thud's Law and a 3mm Allen key, we were able to make a tool. In spite of the best intents of the British, it works. Well, I can honestly say that this is one of the few dream cars that I've had that things actually worked out. What you didn't see on camera, partially because it was a lot of back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and I forgot that Garrett is capable of holding a camera, was it took us several attempts to adjust these Stromberg carburetors, but we finally got it right. And this thing scoots. It honestly handles a lot like a go-kart. I can see why these were so popular. A little too low on the RPM there. But it does run really good. And it'll be going on to its next adventure. And we will be going on to ours very shortly. Well, there goes the TR7 off to a new home. Well, that's a wrap on the 1980 TR7, and honestly, I would try to get another one and build it again. I just don't think I'd do a ragtop. Anyway, is there any car that you guys would like to see? Don't be unreasonable about it, but like, you know, you got a car that you would like to see us work on or struggle with or completely fail at? Hey man, it's all views, isn't it? So I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, y'all have the day you deserve. I will see you later. Sorry, be real camera boy.